resistance balance class for today. I hope that you're keeping well and that everything is going okay for you in your own world as it's presenting itself at the moment. We're going through a particularly challenging time and we're all in it together, and yet we all experiencing it quite differently as well. So I hope things are going okay for you and for yours. And this is your space for the next little while to step out of that, step out of the distractions and the limitations and everything else that we're moving through at the moment, and to settle, to calm, to move in ways that you're choosing to move and where you have lots of control, so you can do or not do anything as we go through the class. There are no prescriptions, there's no things that absolutely have to be followed. You can accommodate and adjust as you need. So for your class this evening, you're going to need your blue band, and it will need to be looped. So if you haven't already looped it, you're going to need to put that knot on top of it. You have 2 red bands and maybe your smaller green one as well. And you also will need either a bolster or a couple of cushions. So now it depends on the firmness of the cushions, but what you want is to be able to sit up on the cushions, have your sit bones nice and firmly rooted and connected, and the knees to fall forwards. So I'm not playing music during the class this evening. There's something that goes on when I try to play music and I'm talking through at the same time as well. It can sound a little bit tinny in the background on the recording. So if you want to get your own music, if you have your own favourite calming playlist or more uplifting playlist, and you want to have that on in the background, you can get that when you're getting your bits and pieces together as well. And also you might want a blanket to cover yourself at the end. I will play something for you at the end of the class and you'll have to know when I stop talking. So get your bits and pieces, pause me, and then come back whenever you're ready. And then whenever you are ready to start, you're going to start off with a blue band and a red band. So I want you to take the blue band over your head and the knot out to the side or slightly back behind you. Now you see I'm sitting here in easy cross-legged. So this is where across the shins, and then take one leg, and I'm taking my left leg in, but it might be your right that you choose to, whichever is on the inside, closer into the pelvis, and just allow the other foot to rest in front of it so the knees can fall out to the side. Now your variation of this, your legs might be higher, or you may be able to do full lotus, in which case you might want to do that. I can't do it, so I can't demonstrate it for you. Or you might even just want the legs out in front of you. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the band and give ourselves a little bit of extra support and stability here, and put the band round over the knees here, so that we will need to have some connection with the fronts of the legs and with the across the knees. And what you'll hopefully immediately feel is that you're already a little bit more supported here. So the knees are no longer hanging out, they're pressing into the bands, and the bands are pressing back against them, which is bringing a little bit of stability for the inner thighs here and for the hips. Now, I should have said, we're going to start with a little meditation. So if you're not very close to a wall or up against a wall, and you're not used to sitting in a meditation position like this, you might want to just move yourself so that you have the support of a wall or an armchair or something behind you. Or you might like to just sit away from the wall as I'm doing. And we're going to rest here for our meditation. If this is not going to be comfortable for you and you want to do anything else, if you want to lie down, if you want to come and just rest against the wall with the legs out in front of you, remember, it's your class and you are the boss of you and your body, and I really want you to take full control of looking after your own needs and your own comfort. So take a moment or two to settle yourself, to find the position that you want to rest in for the next few minutes. And in your own time, if you're comfortable to close your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes, and if you prefer to keep the eyes open, just have a long, low gaze somewhere on the floor right in front of you, or maybe a spot on the wall, low on the wall. out ahead of you. If the eyes are open, try to avoid sharp focus. Try to avoid looking at something with scrutiny and just allow the gaze to be, as I said, long and low. If you're closing the eyes, you'll have that tuning inwards, there'll be less around you to distract you. And just start by pressing your hips and your sit bones down into your supports a little bit further. Allow a little lifting and lengthening in the spine to come in as you bring the crown of the head a little closer to the sky. You're bringing the shoulders will lift a little away from the waist, and you just create nice spaciousness and length in the front of the body here. So you want to drop the shoulders away from the earlobes and invite the shoulder blades back towards each other so you have a lovely open, spacious channel here across your heart chakra, your heart center, and a very gentle dipping of the chin towards the chest, not dropping it all the way down and not letting the head hang, but just a gentle incline there so we can bring a little lengthening into the neck. Take a moment or two to find your breath. So if you need to make any little adjustments to your posture, if you need to make any little wiggles or modifications so that you can sit for a few minutes, I invite you to take the time to do that. Otherwise, settling, allowing the structural body, the skeleton, the bones to do the job of keeping us nice and upright, keeping us nice and length in the spine, but otherwise allowing the muscles in the body to soften around the supports of the structural part of yourself. Relax and soften your jaw, relaxing your forehead, and just releasing the shoulders again away from the ears. Noticing the coming and the going of your breath. And allowing the breath to be nice and long, deep, slow and full, as you wish it to be. I'm going to invite you to take 10 nice, long, slow, full breaths. So a round of breath is a full inhalation followed by an exhalation. So that's 1. So take 10 of those and let the breaths be nice and long, deep, full, counting in your own head. Traveling all the way to the peak of the inhalation. And then nice and slowly all the way in your own time to the base of your exhalation. Allow the next breath to take its place. If you find the mind wandering, bring your attention back to the count. And it might help with the number even to say perhaps like 4 in as you inhale, 4 out as you exhale. Listening to the count of the number in your head as you move along. And listen to the sound of the breath as it's making its way in and it's making its way out. And then letting the counting go, you may have already reached 10, you may have been waiting for me to catch up with you. So letting that just fade away, and I invite you to set a sankalpa for your practice. So your intention. How would you like the energy of your practice to support you? What energies, what qualities would you like to call in for yourself to support you in the present moment at this point in your day, in your week, the unfolding events around us? And setting a general intention to release tension, physical tension. And when we create space to release physical tension, often mental, emotional worries follow and also get diffused, dispersed. If there's something specific that you'd like to release, then name that for yourself. And I think we all benefit with a general intention to release attachment at the moment, attachment to things being a particular way, attachments to particular outcomes, attachments to the things that we're used to that comfort us that might not be available to us just now. So before we start bringing in a little bit more strong physical practice, I'm just going to invite you as you inhale, with your eyes either closed or you want them to start to open the eyes and bring a gaze in. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears as you inhale, and then roll them around and drop them down to the waist on your exhale. Inhaling, shoulders up towards the ears, and then rolling them around behind you, dropping to facilitate a sigh in the exhalation. Inhaling up, and then exhaling. Just take a moment to take the arms out, right behind us, a little stretch there, fingertips onto the shoulders. As we inhale, we take the shoulders up towards the ceiling, exhaling round, elbows towards the floor. And then this time, inhale, take the elbows back behind you and then up towards the ceiling and forwards as you rotate the shoulders forwards. And we'll just do that a couple more times. So just warming the shoulders here before we start to get the bands into practice. Now if you're lying down, you need to gently and slowly bring yourself towards sitting. If you're sitting in any other way other than the way that I suggested at the beginning is one of the options, which was with the band around you. If you chose to come out of that for your meditation and it would be comfortable for you to come back into it now, then I suggest that you do that. And you don't have to have the knees all the way to the floor. So if you have a little bit of height behind you, so I'm up, my hips are about 3 to 4 inches off, maybe 3 inches off the floor on this cushion, which is why my knees are forwards. If I was sitting with my entire pelvis on the cushion, my knees would be much higher. If your knees are higher, that's absolutely fine. But what you want to feel is that there's actually some support here with the band. If the band is just flopping around you and hanging off you onto the floor, it's not really giving you any stability. And in that case, I'd encourage you just to shorten it a little bit more. Just put an extra little loop in it there so you have a nice level of tension on it. Then we're going to reach for our red band. So if you don't want the band around your hips and you just want to take it away and sit with your knees bent and the feet out in front of you, or knees cross-legged without them, that's absolutely fine. Take a nice full inhalation. I'm waiting to see if a sneeze is going to pass. And exhale. Okay, so it's gone for now. So we have our two red bands, or if you have a green band at home, you might just want to use the green band instead. And we're going to remember, two red bands is doubling up the strength, and it's making it the equivalent of a green one. So if when you're using two of these you find it's too strong and you want to just let one go and work with one band, please do so. So it's really important, less is more at the beginning. So you want to be able to, it's better that you use a band that's slightly below your capability than slightly above where your muscle strength may be at the moment, because you want to build up to strength rather than jumping into full on effort and then maybe being a bit sore and uncomfortable afterwards. So you want a nice level of resistance on your bands so that when you take the hands wide, like this, so they're a couple of inches wide from shoulder distance, you have some firmness on the bands. You don't want them to be too relaxed. If you're using longer ones, you might need to wrap them once around your hand just to be able to do that. But you want to be able to open. So if I can't open it and it's too strong, I've over wrapped it. So what you want to be able to do is have a really good, that's effort there. You want to be able to open as far as your arms will go aside. So we're going to start with the bands out in front of us at shoulder distance. And as we inhale, we're going to pull apart for the length of the inhale. On your exhale, nice and slowly with loads of control back towards center. And remembering that the journey back, the effort back, should be as much effort as the journey out. Inhale, so we're not letting the bands pull you or jar you back to center. And then on your exhale, close. And you're working with the breath, with the length of the breath, with the pace of the breath. So if I was looking at you, I'd be able to see the beginning to the end of the inhalation, by how long it takes you to stretch out here, and the beginning to the end of the exhalation, by how long it takes you to stretch out in front. And just release the arms for a moment. Feel the energy already there. Feel the arms warming up. And as you inhale, we're going to go a little higher this time. So we're going to take the arms up so that they're maybe in line with your hairline, maybe a little higher. And as we inhale, we're going to pull apart here now. You might need to come behind your head like I do, because I don't have the longest arms. If you have nice long arms and you can pull apart without making contact with your hair, do so. So you're coming back in on your exhale again. So inhale, opening, far apart as possible. All the way back behind me this time. And then exhaling nice and slowly. Remember, loads of control. Back to center. And then inhale, opening, feel the arms working there, feel the shoulders working. And exhale, nice and slowly, back to where we started, and all the way down to the front of the body. So bending the elbows and taking the arms back. Have a nice full inhalation. So you ready to start letting go yet? Some tension ready to release there. And then we're going to take them all the way up behind us and really slowly. So we're externally rotating the arms here. You'll see your biceps starting to face forwards. We're going to keep those arms nice and straight as we really slowly, with loads of control, bring the band back down behind. So we do that really slowly because you're rotating your shoulders there, right around from a fairly neutral rotation to an external rotation. And then we're going to work from behind, inhaling up. And exhaling down, your fists are forwards, your palms move more towards the ceiling as they come round. Inhaling, opening. Remember, if it's too strong at any point, you can move to one band, exhaling, closing. And if you're doing lots of this at home at the moment and you've got muscles that want more, reband will be the place to go after the green one. But you're on your own for that one. Inhaling up, hands over the head, and then exhaling, pull apart as you come down towards the navel. Release back towards center and all the way down towards the knees. And just have a breath there. A nice full inhalation and a nice full exhalation. The arms and biceps and the lat muscles should feel nice and awake here now at this point. So we're going to do some more pull aparts, but this time we're going to do them in sort of more lateral direction or opposite directions. So we're going to start to pull the left hand towards the ceiling and the right hand towards the floor. And you're inviting both arms back behind you. So the band is coming nice and squarely against your chest. Lovely. Inhale back to center. And then exhale to the other side. Feel the effort there. Inhale back to center. Arms come forward, exhaling, straightening the arms, bringing the arms back behind you or towards that direction. Inhale back to center. And then exhale to the other side. Your arms will be ready for your short sleeves and spring soon. Inhale back to center. Lovely. Exhale down and release and feel the work. Feel the effort. Great. So we'll take the arms out in front of us again. And this time as we exhale, we'll take the arm to the left side, inhale back to center, and then out to the right side. Now give yourself as much distance here as you can. We take a little side stretch into it a little bit more as we go to the side, inhale back to center, and then exhaling out to the right side. That stretch there on the side body. And then you can either maintain that, or maybe you find the floor with your left hand. And as you inhale, you'll pull all the way up there behind you. And you really want to, I'm not feeling very stable there on that hand, so I'm just adapting. Inhale up, and then back to the other side. And we'll bring that across, getting back here over these arms. So we have a nice lateral stretch here for the body. A nice stretch down there into the waist. And then inhale back to center. And exhale round to the side. Inhale back to center. And then exhaling, allowing the bands to come underneath your shoulder blades. If your hands are a little rolled out together, make sure the bands are in a nice comfortable position. And with the bands on the inside of the arms and underneath the shoulder blades. As we exhale, we'll bring the palms towards each other to about shoulder distance. And as we inhale, nice and slowly for the length of your inhale, you're going to open out here. Exhale, you're going to close up. Inhaling, nice and slowly opening out. And then bending the elbows from here, palms forwards. Seeing if we can get the elbows roughly in line with the shoulders. Exhale, bringing the hands towards each other and elbows towards each other for a chest press there. Inhaling, opening. And two bands are really feeling quite strong here at this point. Exhale, back to center. Inhale and open. And then straightening out the arms. And as you exhale, bring the hands down towards the knee, and you can let the band just release or roll down along your back there. It's a nice massage for you. Bring the shoulders back. Take a nice full inhalation. And as you exhale, you're going to take your right hand to your left knee. Take the left hand round behind you, find the floor, make sure that you're on the floor, not the cushion, and then just lift and lengthen and look around over that shoulder. Inhale back to center. And then exhale round. So this arm is having to pull against the band here, so you're still nice and active and stable for that shoulder. Exhale round. Inhale back to center. Lengthen. And then sighing, releasing the shoulders on your exhalation. Lovely. So we're going to take the bands now onto the legs. So we can release the band from our knees. Be nice and warm there after that, and take the feet out in front of you. And just take the legs out for a minute. Give them a little shake out there, just to release the knees after having them bent. And bent there for so long. So you're going to take one band for each leg, and you want to make a loop, so a third loop. So either end of the band that's got a loop on it, you're going to put both of those loops onto your right foot so that you end up with this stirrupy thing to hold on to, and then the same on the other foot. So there's no crisscrossing. One band for one leg, and then for one foot, the two loops that already exist onto the foot, and then you're creating a nice big long loop in between. Now at this point you might want to come a little bit lower off your cushions, or be very slightly raised off the floor, and you might want to release your sash there as well. Okay. So knees are still bent. Soles of the feet onto the floor. Sit bones are connecting with the floor, so if you need to just release flesh there, move it out to the side, take a moment or so to do that. And then as you inhale, you're going to invite the elbows back behind you, and you're pulling the stirrups here towards your chest. Exhaling, starting to stretch out the legs. Okay. So inhaling all the way back here with nice straight legs. Feet are about hip width apart or a little wider. You can take them as wide as you like, and if you have, if you're pregnant or you're minding your core, then you might want to take them into almost like a fan sort of pose shape. So we're just holding here for a breath or two. So avoid leaning back into it. Avoid dumping forwards into it. Your shoulders are above your hips and your nice long spine here. And if you take a couple more breaths here with the elbows back, if your arms are released forward, you're going to collapse into your core. This is engaging all of the muscles, it's completely engaging your core. And you'll find, particularly if you flex your feet, if you press your heels away from you, and I know those of you who like to dip your heels forward, because it makes it a little bit more accessible. So if you need to do that, absolutely. But if you can tolerate having the heels pressed forwards and the feet flexed, then it'll just be slightly stronger and slightly more active for your hamstrings. And then moving the arms back here. So we're just a little bit more engaged with the shoulders. Lovely. And then start to tip your toes away as you let the arms release forwards. And then you can just very slightly sit back. Now be careful if you're pregnant here, don't tip too far back. And start to engage the core there again by pulling the elbows back. So notice when the arms are straight, you're kind of hanging out in space, and you might feel so supported when you bring the elbows back. You're bringing more tension on the bands, and it's almost like you're against a wall here. So bringing some nice opening here for the heart space and release for the shoulders. So we're going to allow the bands to inhale us back towards center. Just tip the heels or tip the heels away from you again. Moving the feet a little bit closer. Again, if you're pregnant, just adapt to whatever, modify to whatever is nice. Sit nice and tall, and as you exhale, allow the bands to just lengthen you forwards a little bit. Inhale, sitting up, and exhale, lengthening back a little bit. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall, nice long spine. And then exhale, releasing forwards, belly coming in the direction of the thighs, but keeping your spine nice and long. I would say shorten your band a little bit now, so hold a little bit more of the band in the hands, so that the next time you come up on the inhalation, there's a lot more effort to pull up, but when you come forwards on your exhalation, there's a lot more support to bring you forwards, and you'll really start to feel it into your hamstrings there, hopefully. So inhale, and now I'm just going to move to the side so that you can see we're trying to maintain a nice long spine here. So as I'm moving forward, it's a nice long line from the crown of my head to my tailbone. I'm not jerking my chin forwards, I'm not collapsing my shoulders forwards. So inhaling, opening, exhaling slightly back. Inhale, lengthen forwards, it's quite soothing. And then exhale, let the bands glide you forwards, belly towards the thighs. Push through the heels, flex the feet. And it's the hamstrings that you really want to feel it into in the lower back. And at this point, as you exhale, lengthen forwards a little bit more with your heart space, and you can release your shoulders, release your arms, release your chin to your chest. Take a nice full inhalation. And a side exhale. Nice full inhale. Side exhale. And then I'm going to inhale and lengthen. Release the extra roll that you might have there on the band. And allow now the bands to help you just slide your heels along your mat, so that we're coming towards a boat pose or coming towards Navasana here. Again, release the flesh from under the sit bones so that you're nice and rooted and nice and grounded. Again, shorten the band a little bit so that when you're holding on like this, you really feel like you're pulling against something. Because I want to give us a little bit of stability in a minute. And then nice long spine, so it's sitting slightly back, but you're not collapsing back, you're not rounding your back, and you're not releasing your arms forwards. Elbows feet alongside the waist, nice long spine. Just find some length there and see maybe can you lift the heels. So coming towards you in Navasana and your boat pose. Keep that nice long spine, and then maybe you start to, not my balancing day today, there's a full one right there. So you start to straighten the legs. You have the bands to hold you or to to keep you from falling over. And if you do, you're not going to go back very far, you're going to go back in a very controlled way. Maybe you straighten out one leg, and maybe you straighten out the other leg, and then bringing these a little wider, coming back with the soles of the feet coming to connect against each other. And we'll just have a little moment here in a cobbler pose. So you can take release the bands again, and maybe just take them around so that you're onto the inside of your thighs, so that you're nice and open here. And you have the bands to give you that little hip opener. So a nice full inhalation here, and a nice full exhalation. Nice full inhale, and nice full exhale. Lovely. So release the bands forward, take the knees together, give them a little wiggle and a little wobble there, and then take one loop off each foot so that you have your bands like this now. You can hold one here so you've got in a straight line without crisscrossing. You have a band in your hand and a band in your foot. We're going to come to all fours. Let's see what mischief we might get up to here. So coming so that you're coming towards the tabletop. Now remember, you don't want to have the knot on the band underneath your feet. And you don't want it underneath your ankles either. So you want to be able to have the tops of the feet flat on the floor and not be resting on the knot. And the same with the hands. So if you need to take a moment to align yourself there, please do. We're going to come to our tabletop. In our tabletop, we're clawing in with the fingertips. The wrists are underneath the shoulders, about shoulder distance apart. You can imagine that you're opening a jar here in either hand and slightly externally rotating there, so that the biceps are, rather than rolling in, the arms rolling in. Your creases are starting to move forwards. Knees are underneath the hips, about hip width apart, and we'll ground the tops of the feet for this. So we'll just take a couple of cat-cow breaths here. So exhaling into your cat, tailbone towards your heels, lengthen up through the shoulders, looking between the legs, and in your own time, inhaling into your counter cat or your cow. So releasing the tailbone towards the ceiling, gentle arch there in your lower back, looking towards the wall, towards the top of the wall opposite. Exhaling into your cat. Inhaling into your counter cat. Keep a nice engagement in your core, so gentle engagement of the navel towards the spine. Don't overdo that if you're pregnant. And a gentle engagement there of the pelvic floor. And then inhale back to center. And then we're going to step back with the left foot. You're going to take the right hand out in front of you. Exhale, release that to the floor. Inhale, lift the left foot. And then exhale, lengthen the right hand out in front of you. So this helps to level the pelvis. Often when we do this without the bands, will come off to one side. This, for some reason, pushing against the bands helps to keep the pelvis nice and level. So we're not going any higher than the hips with the heel. You might be slightly lower, and then exhale, release it down. We take that to the other side. So stretch back with your left foot, and you're pressing the heel away from you so that you're engaging that hamstring there. Inhaling slightly forwards, exhale down. And then we'll think about lifting the back foot and the front arm on the opposite side at the same time. Lovely. And exhaling down and back to center. And then we're going to take the left foot back again. And this time, just see, it might be a bit bonkers, but just see, can you lift the left foot? And it won't happen if you're on the knot on the right side, but maybe you lift the right arm as well. And you come up into a little supported arm balance here. Lovely, and then nice and slowly, feel like a marionette puppet here. Come back to center, that foot is still lifted. I'm going to take that knee back to the floor, and then we lift, stretch through with the right leg. Take your weight onto the Take your weight onto the right hand. I'm going to lift and then pressing down there with this foot. This time I'm going to kind of come around to the side with it and come up into a supported plank here. And then exhaling down for your arm balance. So take that once more to the other side. So stretching back. So it's like a nice side plank. So you could do this where you keep the foot onto the floor and then maybe take the arm back towards the ceiling and then lengthen up here and almost use the arm to invite the leg up. So your arm is holding up the leg effectively. And then exhaling it back down, and then level that to you when I go to the other side, stretching out, coming around here to balance onto the left foot, inhaling up here, and then let that arm lift the leg. Lovely. Exhaling back to the floor. Great. So we're going to come from here down onto, what are we going to do? I'm going to do one more thing here before we move back into our side plank, which is where we're moving towards. So take off your bands and come back to, I would say just have one band. When we come back to our tabletop, then you have a band underneath your hands. So again, make sure that you're not resting onto the ball or the knot of the band. Make sure that your knees are under your hips and you're not coming forwards into almost a child's pose variation of it. You can have your feet and your knees about hip width apart or very slightly wider. And this time as we inhale, we're going to pull apart here where we pull, mind your throat. Keep this under your shoulder, pull your arm towards the floor, or towards the ceiling, sorry. And then exhale back down, but only as far as you can go before you start to lose tension. Don't come all the way back down to the floor where you lose tension on the band again. Only come as far as you can come down before the band starts to relax, and then we inhale back up again, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, and exhaling down. And we take that to the other side. So just inhaling up and around, starting your back cheek for that, and exhaling down again. Don't come all the way to the floor, don't let the band relax. Inhale up, and exhale around. And then once more, inhale up. So really opening across the chest here, opening across the shoulders, strengthening the arms, and then exhaling around. Take a big child's pose here, so take the big toes together, send your bum back towards your heels, stretch the arms out in front of you and invite the shoulders back away from the earlobes, back towards your diaphragm, and then we're going to float down, so gently gliding from shoulder to shoulder until the elbows eventually come to meet the floor. You can release your head to the floor, or you can stack the hands and release your forehead to the hands. Have 3 nice breaths here. Again, just see how's the body feeling. Is it ready? Is it ready to cooperate with a couple of nice sighs? Nice inhalation. And then the sighing exhalation. And then we're going to come to sit again, and taking the bands back into position here. So I think what would be nice is if you are doing this on the right side of the body, if you put a band onto your right foot and hold it in your right hand, and then also take a second loop of the other band onto your right foot. We're going to hold it in our left hand. You're going to come onto your side. Now, the most important thing from here on, again, make sure that there's no knotting going on anywhere. So the band that's on your leg, your lower leg, you're going to bring underneath. So rather than being above your thigh, it's going to be underneath your thigh. I'm using my H's tonight. So you really want to stabilize your shoulder here. We've been doing lots of work to stabilize the shoulder, but the band might help with this here as well. So you want this hand to be able to be fingers in line with the elbow but out in front of you. And then the shoulder is above the elbow. Please don't let your shoulder fall forwards. Don't collapse behind your shoulder and jut your shoulder out. And don't send your shoulder back behind you and round over it. So you want to be really nice and stable here, where you have openness in your chest, so from shoulder to shoulder is nice and open, and shoulder above your elbow. And I would be really tempted to almost say, if you can't guarantee that you can keep this in place, that you're not going to let this shoulder jut forward, it would be safer not to do it and go back and just repeat what we've just done. Because I don't need to compromise your shoulder joint here. We're going to stretch out the lower leg. So I'm lying on my right side, so it's my right leg. If you're lying on the left side, it'll be your left leg. And again, don't collapse here. This is already weight bearing and it's already hard work. And you're pulling against the band. If that's making it too challenging for you, so you see the band comes down to about here, so we've pulled it all the way up. So if that's too challenging for you, try it without the band, but it just gives you a little bit of extra work and effort for the muscles when you're using the band, and that tends to encourage a bit more activity and stability in the joint. Okay. So you can take your right foot forwards, and as we inhale, we're just going to lengthen up towards the ceiling here with the other arm, so getting a nice stretch here. Now, or you can have this leg going straight on top of the other. And release that arm down, inhale up, and release down, and keep that stability in the shoulder there. Okay, so we're going to release this for a moment, and then we're going to come up a little bit higher. So I'm going to come up now so that the arm is straight. And again, the elbow's not going to be directly over the elbow. The shoulder's not going to be directly over your wrist at this point, because that would be too strong for your wrist. It's going to be slightly out here to the side, but you're not allowing the shoulder to collapse forward. You're keeping this nice openness here across your chest. So you're going to take your left foot out in front of you if you're on your right side. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to inhale up here. That's the work there is for that arm. Pressing the foot, so the foot into that band, and then back down again. Now, maybe you might like to come up onto lift that hip, in which case you're coming towards a side plank here, which is very similar to what we just did, but it just feels a little bit different because you came from the floor last time, and this is a little bit stronger. And then exhale down. Or you might do that, back down on your elbow and lift your hip. So lots of options on it. Have a breath, come to sitting, notice the difference between the right and left side of your body, and then we're going to just take loop here onto the left leg, or the left foot. The loop of the other band onto the left foot, so 2 loops on your left foot, and we'll come onto the left side. So again, starting up first of all, so coming straight onto this leg, your right leg or the top leg can be just straight across, or you can take it forward. So some people take it behind, generally forwards. And then you're using the band that's on the foot. You can hold on here to give you a little bit of extra work for the muscles in your arm and your hand, so that there's a bit more going on here, so you're less likely to collapse forwards because you're pulling against the band. So there's some more effort on here, but it's quite a lot of effort, so if it's too strong, you can choose whether or not to have that. And then we start off moving on to the other leg, and we just get our arms back into movement. So we inhale and we lengthen up here, nice straight. So this is effort here for the arms and the shoulders. And we exhale and release it down. Inhale, lengthening up, and exhale, releasing it down. And maybe then you take your foot forwards, so your foot onto the floor. You might want to lift that hip and lengthen for your moving towards your side plank, and exhale down. That might be where you want to stay for the next movement, or you might be happy, and then you'll caught up on my bands, to come to sitting up so that your arm is, your elbows off the floor here, You have a nice straight arm again. Really please mind that shoulder. Nice and open here. So practice first of all with the hips on the floor. Inhale, opening. And then maybe, or your elbow might still be on the floor, you're lifting up here into your full plank. And eventually what that would look like for the full plank would be something like this. Lovely. Take that foot forward. Nice and slowly release yourself to the floor. Release your bands. It's lovely strengthening there for the arms. We did lots of warm-ups for that earlier. It's really an arm balancing focus in this particular class. And then we're going to take our big band just for a couple of breaths. Take the band onto the soles of your feet. Actually, we'll take it onto the sole of the. I'm taking it onto the left foot because that's just the side that's facing the camera, but whatever, maybe take your left as well, just so from a guidance point of view, we're all working the same way, and come to line on your back. Bend the right knee, or the leg can be extended, whichever you prefer. And as you inhale, you're going to lengthen your foot up towards the ceiling. So keeping the knee soft, don't lock the knee. Press through the heel. Lengthen your hamstrings. And then walking the hands up as far up along the band as feels good. Possibly before you hold on to either side. Press through here. So you get a really nice stretch with the hamstrings. Lift your right foot slightly off the floor. Flex the right foot and take it to a 90-degree angle. So the heel is in line with the knee and the knee is above the hip. And then straighten out that right leg. And as you exhale, just bring the heel towards the floor, but hover it off the floor. Don't let it actually release fully to the floor. And take a nice full inhalation and exhalation. And then release that foot back to the floor. Take the band into your hands, into your left hand. Usually just down around below the knee. Then we take it out to the side as we inhale, nice and slowly lengthening out here, just stretching into the opening of the hips. Nice controlled, stabilized hip opener here, stretching there all the way up along your inner thigh. Have an inhalation. And as you exhale, bend the knee, bring the heel in towards your pelvis. And then you can use the band to bring it around onto just the outside of that knee to give you a gentle little hip opener here. And releasing that, stretching out the leg, nice and slowly coming back towards center. And then exhaling, releasing with lots of control, that foot all the way to the floor. Take a moment just to notice the difference between the right and the left side. You can soften that band there for a moment. And then I'm just going to turn around so that I'm still facing you, but you don't need to. And we're going to take that to the other side, take that to your other foot. So you might need to stay forwards for that, or you might just be able to swing it, swap it across from line down. So we're going to walk this leg nice and slowly up towards the ceiling. Have that knee nice and soft, don't lock it. Get the hands up along the bones. We'll do on to either side as close to the foot as possible, or as comfortable for you. And then you're going to kick that heel away. Don't over straighten the leg. Lift the right foot initially, or the left foot initially a little bit. Then flex that left foot, take it to the 90-degree angle, where the heel is in line with the knee, which is above the hip. We're going to straighten that out. And as we exhale, a nice flexed foot, start to release that heel towards the floor, but hover it a couple of inches off the floor, and you'll feel your core engaging when you do that. Bend that knee, take the foot to the floor, and swap both sides of the band into your right hand. And then as we inhale with loads of control, really slowly, remember, please don't fall out to the side too quickly. You don't want to jar anything, you don't want to overstretch into your groin or into that. The inner thigh, keep the foot nice and flexed, the heel pressing away. Lovely. On the exhale, bend the knee, take the heel in towards the pelvis. You can use the band, spin it around the inner thigh and inside the knee to give you that nice little hip opener there. And then lengthening out. Nice and slowly in your own time. Inhaling back to center. And then all the way to the floor, just extending that leg, extending that heel all the way to the floor. And then hold on. The band stopping you off a little bit for a moment and just notice that your right and left side hopefully feel like they're connected again. Usually when you do that one side, it feels much more active until the other side has been involved. And we're going to take both feet into the band, shorten it, and then invite both feet up towards the ceiling. You're going to walk your hands up along the band, according to either side. Again, as close to the ankles and feet as it's comfortable for you. Keeping your shoulder blades grounded. So keep the shoulder blades nice and grounded there. Your elbows moving towards the floor. Now, if you want this to be a little bit of a core workout, and if you're pregnant, I wouldn't advise too much active work or strong work for your core at this stage. But press through the heels and invite your knees back towards your thighs. Or let go of the band altogether and do this without it. It's probably the way to do if you want core work. But we're really doing this from the point of view of cooling down at this point. This is like Viparita Karani, it's legs off the wall position, but you're using the band to provide effectively the support of the wall. It's one of the safest variations of a shoulder stand, where we get the benefits of having the legs extended, which is nourishing the brain. So the blood is coming back towards the brain. It's usually flowing from the head down to the feet. And our brain needs a lot more nourishment. I don't want to say our brain needs more nourishment than the feet. That's probably very unfair to the feet, who are also very hardworking, but we want to be able to nourish the brain as well. You're also the extra blood flow that's going around it, going uphill rather than downhill. The pulmonary system, your heart is working a little bit more strongly as well. Your lungs are working to support you. And actually all of those practices earlier where we were working with the arms and creating space around the heart centre there, that openness across the chest, even down to the arm balancing and the side planks at the end, it's all really good for the heart and the lungs as well. And that's what you want to have to build up strength there and help to build up the immune system. So have a few more breaths here. It's also very calm in this position for the nervous system. I encourage you to do this in bed with your legs up the wall, up against your headboard, or find an actual wall when you're tired and you just need a few minutes. Take a nice slow exhalation. And then you're going to straighten out the arms and just use your core a little to start to bring the legs towards the floor. So really slowly, heels eventually with straight legs. Bend the knees if it's too strong, or bend the knees if you're pregnant. And then heels eventually reach the floor. And if you can find a way to let go of your band without all the drama of the noise and flinging it across the room, then you can do that. And you're going to just take your knees to your chest, nice and wide of your belly. Again, if you need to leave space for that part of the body, a little roll from side to side. Have a few sighs as you go. Nice, releasing breaths. And you just allow the knees to fall over a little bit to the right or left side. Inhale back to center. Let them flow a little bit over to the other side. And back to center. And then you let your feet come to the floor. And you're going to decide how you want to be for your last few minutes for your Shavasana. So if you want to pop a bolster or some cushions underneath your knees to give yourself support there for your lower back, you can do that. You might like to come into the goddess pose with the Supta Baddha Konasana, where you're lying back with the soles of the feet together and the knees fall out, and you could support your thighs either whether you've got blocks or just pop a cushion in to demonstrate, to give you a little bit of support there. That can be really nice. Any other way that you want to for your last few minutes, just get yourself set up, get yourself ready for your relaxation. And I'm just looking for my glasses here so I can listen to the music. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you just for a few minutes into softening the body, and then I'll pop on a little bit of music when I'm ready to stop talking. Get yourself nice and cozy, nice and settled. Make sure that you're going to be nice and warm. And then after the energy of that practice, so we didn't do a whole lot, did we do even come to standing? We did most of our practice either sitting, kneeling or lying, with lots of strengthening for the core, particularly for the arms and across the chest and the thoracic spine, and then giving the legs a little bit of a look in towards the end there as well for some hip flexibility and stability, and working out the hamstrings and the thighs. So everything did get some work. We just didn't spend too much time fighting with gravity. We just had the challenge of our bands instead. So allow the body to soften. Your work is done now. It's time to release and relax. Just allow the entire body to have that sense of having let go. So the difference between holding on with the resistance bands and letting go. And it can be quite profound in terms of the response of the muscles in the body to that. When they've worked, they're quite happy to relax. So imagine that you're taking off resistance bands from every part of your body, and you have that softening, that slowing down. Relax your jaw. Soften your mouth, your lips, your tongue. Relaxing the arms, biceps, the elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Softening and relaxing each of your fingers. Relaxing your chest, front and back. Your belly above, below the navel. The middle and lower back. Softening and relaxing around the pelvis, the hips, the glutes. Fronts and backs of the thighs. Space around the knees, behind the knees. Shins, the calves. The ankles, soles and tops of the feet and all of your toes. Relaxing everything, softening everything, releasing everything out and letting go. Allowing your entire body to let go of any sense of effort, any sense of work, and moving yourself towards ease. I just invite you to perhaps take yourself back to that gentle exercise we started with, of just counting, taking 10 nice long deep slow breaths and counting the inhalation and the exhalation, and listening to the sound of the breath as you move along. Be mindful of your sankalpa, your intention. And just acknowledging and trusting that where your thoughts go, your energy follows. And if you find your thoughts wandering to anywhere that's going to be tiring on your energy, draining on your energy for the next few minutes, just come back over and over to the breath, reconnect with your breath and bring back in, taking the nice long deep slow breaths and counting again, maybe back up to 10. Just allowing everything to be nice, slow, easy.
Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham bhuryam bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavat. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhino. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu. Makashitu Kavar Bhaveloka. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhino. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu. Makashitu Kavar Bhaveloka. Samasta Sukhino Loka. Samasta Sukhino Loka. Samasta Sukhino Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Salvation Swasti Bhavatu. Salvation Shanti Bhavatu. Salvation Purnam Bhavatu. Salvation Mangalam Bhavatu. Salvation Suyana. Salvation Niramaya.
So allow yourself to continue to rest for as long as you choose. You're home, you're safe, and you don't have to get up until you're absolutely ready. So allow your breaths to continue to be nice and long, deep, slow, and full. And when you do eventually decide to move intentionally, move mindfully, with lots of little micro movements along the way, waking up the fingers and toes, and letting ripples then trickle up into the joints of the wrists and the elbows, the shoulders, the ankles, the knees, the hips. Rolling onto your right or left side if you're pregnant preferably. Maybe spending a little while there, or just even the rock from side to side on your back with your knees bent and your thighs towards your belly can all be very nourishing ways to wake yourself back up. So I hope you come back feeling re-energized and refreshed, and like you built up a little bit of strength and stamina, which we all need at the moment, a little bit of strength. And also we really need to be able to move into that place of ease as well, to just let go of the effort and the resistance and just to settle. So the physical practice has a lot to teach us on other levels as well. So stay safe, be well, and remember your loving kindness, your meditation. May you be well, may you be happy, may you ride the waves of your life, may you live in peace amongst all you are given. So thank you, I'll see you soon. Namaste.